from the times of the Native Americans, a time where they didn't really have any type of currency. They always had to trade with many different types of people to get anything. Even back in the caveman times, when it was impressive to have the wheel. They never had currency like pesos, euros, yen, pounds, the dollar, etc., etc. Even though we have our own currency now, trade has been one of the biggest contributing factors to why some of our people's economy is still at float. There are so many products that are coming from China or Vietnam or Switzerland, that sort of thing. Which brings me on to my question, will US and China soon make a mutually beneficial trade agreement? The answer to this situation is obviously yes. But before we get to that, we'll first learn how this will help the United States of America, how this will help China, and finally, we'll look at it as how this will help both of them in the long run. The USA. According to the Washington Post, on December 2nd, 2018, Trump is canceling NAFTA. NAFTA, if you don't know, is the North American Free Trade Agreement. This was basically where it's kind of like everyone helps out in some way, shape, or form. Trump is canceling it because in a way, Trump is trying to be a little bit more independent and work on that. Now, whether people like it or not, that's not what we're going to be talking about. Because according to CNBC, the balance of soybean increased by $3.2 billion, which means that since Donald Trump is canceling this, the soybeans are slowly rising up and messing with the economy and totally messing with trade, what Trump is trying to make it mutually beneficial for both people. Now let's take a look let's rotate the globe and look a little over to China. According to the Daily Mavericks, on March 3rd, 2018, the dealings of China and Sri Lanka will go down in history for a while. If you don't know, China and Sri Lanka had a whole debacle between each other where Sri Lanka was not voting well with China in their conversation, and it just didn't turn out well for them. And according to the New York Times, on August 17th, 2018, 1.16 million people who faced trial on 2013 were found not guilty, which means that all of these people lost a lot of money out of this. They were losing different types of things because their government and their economy was very not that great. They were very robust, to say the least. They were constantly fighting again. They were constantly losing money and not really getting it back, and their trades were not working out very well. But now that we've talked about this, let's look at how this will help both of them. It's not like if you don't believe me, because look at New York Times on January 8, 2019, China is already offering Trump a trade peace deal. He's already offering a deal which Trump is kind of declining, but if you think about it, he might come around to it because Donald Trump really likes China. They like the fact that he's always trading and there's always helping out in some way, shape, or form. And according to the New York Post, on March 27, 2018, China's approach and delivery to the economy is much more robust. Like I said, it is much more robust and it could help America get itself a little bit more out of the water than it was before. Something like maybe their trade economy is not as great since they're canceling NAFTA, but if they get a trade deal between China and America, it's kind of like that saying that if I scratch your back, you'll scratch mine. That sort of thing. So overall, I looked over how this will help the Americans, then I looked how this will help China, and finally, I looked over how this will help both of them at the same time. This is very beneficial for the future, and especially since in 2050, we're going to raise the population is going to raise way more. We need things other than just soybeans. We need different types of crops, and in a way we need trade because in the end, the future is nigh.
Alrighty.